On Tuesday it was reported that Herm Edwards, Herm Edwards, was in the running for the Arizona State job. On Wednesday it was reported he got the job. Two Arizona State outlets reported that Edwards will indeed be the head coach of the Sun Devils, with one outlet reporting it has been done for days. Breaking: Herm Edwards is expected to be Arizona State's next football coach pending approval of University President Dr. Michael Crow. https://coatsazoo1rs1, sundevilsource.com. At Sun Devil Source, November 29, 2017, confirmed earlier reports that pending approval of ASU President Dr. Michael Crow, Herm Edwards will be hired as ASU's next football coach. Deal has been done for days. Edwards will keep current staff. DevilsDigest.com. At Devil's Digest, November 30, 2017, there's no way to slice it. This is an odd move. Edwards has not coached since 2008 and has not coached in college in the lifetime of any current college player. Edwards gave a radio interview Wednesday morning arguing he was the right man for the job. He also confirmed he would keep Todd Graham's staff in place, as AD Ray Anderson preferred. Herm Edwards cites the fact he has to travel 6,000 miles a week to come to work on ESPN as why he's up to the rigors of being a college head coach. Dan Woken. At Dan Woken, November 29, 2017, Herm on coming in with a ready-made staff at ASU. I don't know if they're Todd Graham's guys. They're football guys. Coaches belong to football. Dan Woken. At Dan Woken, November 29, 2017, according to the report from Sun Devil Source, the hiring will not be officially official under Edwards can earn the blessing of Dr. Michael Crow, which cannot happen until this weekend when the Arizona State president returns from a global education summit in China. Edwards has worked at ESPN since leaving the Kansas City Chiefs after the 2008 season, and in recent years built a brand traveling the country as a motivational speaker. It was part of that work that got him the job, according to Sun Devil Source. In consideration of Edwards' candidacy for the job, Anderson was bolstered in part, according to a source, by the way in which Edwards impressed Alabama coach Nick Saban in annual talks he's given to players at the school in recent years. Edwards has always participated as a coach of the Under Armour All-American game in recent years, where he's interacted with many of the nation's top recruits. Offensive coordinator Billy Napier, himself a former Nick Saban disciple, is expected to stay on and have a major hand in running the day-to-day aspects of the program, with Edwards taking more of a CEO role. Arizona State went 7-5 this season and will play in a bowl game next month, to be determined on Sunday. The Sun Devils went 4,631 in the 6-year Graham era. Given how the circus of a coaching search at Tennessee has played out over the last few days, there has been a growing sentiment on Rocky Top, spearheaded by the great Wes Rucker, that the Vols should bring a certain pirate to Knoxville, based on one report that could very well be in the process of happening. After being spurned by at least the fourth prospective permanent head coach, who'd reportedly pivoted its attention to Kevin Sumlin. At the same time, speculation gained additional traction that Jimbo Fisher would take over at Texas A&M, with Sumlin being in play for the vacant FSU job. Facing the possibility of getting rejected and/or snubbed yet again, it's being reported that UD has turned its attention to Washington State's Mike Leach. Sources tell at NBC DFW Sports that former Texas Tech coach Mike Leach is working on a deal to become the next coach at Tennessee. A deal could be announced Friday. I'm working on more details. Newy Scruggs. At Newy Scruggs, December 1, 2017, FootballScoop.com also writes that, in doing our diligence earlier in the week, we were told if offered Mike was likely to accept. Mike Leach in the SEC, with an annual matchup, for at least a couple more years, with Nick Saban, yes, 1,000 times yes. After what's been a FUBAR search process, landing Leach would be no less than a walk-off, grand slam home run for embattled athletic director John Currie. And, yes, they still won't pay the players above what's minimally required. With that out of the way, most of the signs the past few days have been pointing toward Jimbo Fisher leaving Florida State for the same job at Texas A&M, while FSU is urging its current head coach to make a decision sooner rather than later. It's looking as if Fisher won't make one until after he coaches his 56 Seminoles in a matchup with Louisiana Monroe Saturday that essentially amounts to a bowl play-in game. Barring something unexpected over the next 48 hours or so, flight aware y'all, Fisher is expected to make his highly anticipated decision shortly after the end of the regular season finale. Ahead of that, and after a closed-door meeting of the university's regents Thursday, A&M is reportedly prepared to roll out a very plush financial red carpet for the head coach. According to college football sources, Texas A&M will offer Florida State's Jimbo Fisher a 10-year contract. That's how you land your one target. At Aggie Football at EFSA Football, Mark Berman at Mark Berman Fox 26 December 1, 2017. The deal between Aggies and Jimbo Fisher has been done. Sources with knowledge of the process say $7.5 million a year. For likely 10 years. Nego. Began with at least 5 years. I am told he will arrive Sunday evening. Approval Monday followed by introduction at Aggie Football. Aggies, Randy McIlvoy at Randy McIlvoy December 1, 2017. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that works out to be runs out of fingers, takes off shoes, runs out of hose, a lot of money over an unheard of period of time for the 52-year-old Fisher. Whether the dollar amount or length is dead and balls accurate is immaterial. What's apparent is that AM is showing a head coach who made $5.7 million this year that they are prepared to do whatever it takes to land someone who's already won one national championship and believes can win another in College Station, in the toughest division in all of college football, but with the facilities he craves to compete with the best already in place. In a perfect world for some, Jimbo Fisher has already been introduced as the next Texas A&M head coach, and Florida State is formally beginning their search for a new face of the program. This is not a perfect world, however, and the dance between the Aggies and the head coach of the Seminoles appears like it will continue for a few more days. Fisher reiterated on Thursday evening to reporters that he would indeed be coaching his current FSU team on Saturday as they look to make a bowl game against Louisiana Monroe, according to the Tallahassee Democrat, and is not planning an early exit from the school despite numerous reports suggesting just that. "We're trying to finish the season," Fisher said. "We're trying to win the game and get to a bowl game." The 52-year-old has been coy about his future despite all indications being that he will soon take over at Texas A&M for the recently fired Kevin Sumlin. Should he do that, as many expect him to at this point, he will become just the fourth head coach to win a national title at a school and then depart for another job, according to Associated Press reporter Ralph Russo. While nothing formal has been agreed to based on reports, the groundwork is being laid by the Aggies to bring Fisher on board, possibly as early as Sunday. The school's Board of Trustees held a nearly 3-hour private session on Thursday in College Station with AM Athletic Director Scott Woodward, and it seems like it's all but a formality before a press conference happens next week. As Texas A&M board meeting comes to an end, I'm told it's all systems go in Aggies' pursuit of Jimbo Fisher. Billy Liucci at Billy Liucci November 30, 2017. Translation contract informally approved. I'm still expecting Fisher to him on Sunday. Billy Liucci at Billy Liucci November 30, 2017. Jimbo to him has been one of the worst kept secrets in college football the past several weeks, and recent actions on both sides suggest a move is forthcoming as soon as Florida State wraps up their season on Saturday. While the process probably hasn't played out as cleanly as some would like in either Texas or in Tallahassee, the good news is it looks like things are coming to an end shortly, and the Aggies in particular are looking like they're moving at lightning speed to find a coach compared to others. Tennessee, in college football. Texas Tech Athletic Director Kirby Hocutt appears not to be interested in taking over for Jeff Long again. According to a report from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette on Thursday, multiple sources told the paper that the Razorbacks checked in on the Red Raiders' AD to gauge his interest in taking the same position in Fayetteville but were turned down as Hocutt wanted to remain in Lubbock for the time being. The Lubbock Avalanche Journal also reported along the same lines with regards to the search. Hocutt, of course, is the current chairman of the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, a position he took over from Long, who was up until earlier this month the athletic director at Arkansas. The former Kansas State linebacker joined the CFP committee back in 2015 and was also previously the athletic director at Miami. The Razorbacks most recently hired the search firm Korn Ferry to help find their next AD, a process that is running somewhat concurrently with the school's search for a new head football coach. Several reports surfaced on Thursday that Tulsa athletic director Derek Gregg was the favorite for or had even accepted the position, but no announcement has been made. The Democrat-Gazette did report Razorback Foundation Executive Director and General Counsel Scott Ferrati also remains in the running. I'm being told to slow way down on Derek Gregg to Arkansas reports. Dan Woken at Dan Woken November 30, 2017. It remains to be seen as to what the exact timetable Arkansas has in hiring either an AD or a head coach, but chances seem high that they will at least wait to see what happens after the SEC championship game and the decision of the school's reported first choice of native son Gus Malzahn. Auburn released a statement earlier in the day that they were committed to their coach and would not comment on any negotiations surrounding his contract. One thing seems pretty clear, however, and that would be Hookut appears focused on picking the 4 teams for the college football playoff and not about the potential for calling the Hogs anytime soon.